Elevator to the top. You got to take the stairs. The elevator don't go to the top, man. Not in the world of success. You have control of this. This belongs to you. This is yours. You're the captain. You're the master. You're the foreman. You're the general. You're the head. Don't give control of this to nobody. Get off of Instagram and Snap and get off all these blogs and get into something that can really, really move your life forward. Listen, getting successful, it's not a magic trick. You can decide to be rich. It's highly doable. But you first have to think it. The difference between successful people and non-successful people is here. I'm no better than none of y'all. If you want to be successful, you have to change this. This has to change. Listen to me. It's not what makes it hard is your lack of belief that it can happen for you. The fact of it is, though, it's very doable. See, but you got to change, though. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. So if you're at a place in your life and you ain't happy with it, you have to change some things. But you have to make a conscientious decision that you're going to change. And it's not dependent on anybody else. It don't matter what your mama think. It don't matter what your coworkers think. It don't matter what your siblings think. It don't matter what your children think. It don't matter. They have nothing to do with it. This decision is yours and yours alone. Let me tell you something. You get to decide if I'm gonna be rich, poor, mediocre, plentiful, happy, sad. You have a decision to make. It's really not important what the majority of people that are blogging are saying. As a matter of fact, bloggers are not relevant people, they're not shakers and movers, and they're not decision makers, and they're not power brokers. So when you spend so much time in the blog world, the Instagram world, the chat world, all of this, you're wasting valuable time. If I was young and I had what you have, and you're the brightest group of young people that have come along in a long time, man. Millennials are absolutely brilliant because you all have technology. I had no technology growing up, nothing. You couldn't download a book. You had to go to the library, go to the card catalog, pull it open, find the book, find the number, go get on the elevator, go to the row, find the number book, get the book, and hope somebody ain't told a page out that you want to read. That's what it used to be. When my mom and them finally got the money together to help us educate ourselves, they bought an encyclopedia set, Britannica, Funkin' Wagner, and everything you wanted to know was in that encyclopedia, and that's all you could know. If you want to look up something about elephant, and they had 2 pages on elephants, that was what your knew about an elephant. Y'all got Google. You can Google anything. You all have stuff at your fingertips that can make you great. But if you could combine your technology with your parents and your grandparents' work ethic, your could be rich. You could be rich, man. But you cannot erase the work ethic part. There is no getting around. Ain't no elevator to the top. You got to take the stairs. The elevator don't go to the top, man. Not in the world of success. You got to take the stairs. Y'all got to start getting gritty, man. I hate it when I see young people wasting their time, wasting all this technology got, just sitting around in this world that's been created for you that everything is instant. I was arguing with my son the other day. We're having a debate. I thought, man, I'm finally sitting with one of my sons having a healthy debate. I told him that from Cleveland to Nashville was about 500 40 miles, something like that. He Googles it while we're talking. He said, no, Dad, you're wrong. It's 526 miles. I said 540. It's amazing, man, how you rely on technology and it's a help to you. But young people, you got to get gritty, man. You got to develop some dog in you. You got to understand that success, you can't Google success. Go Google it. You can't Google it, man. I got something else for you. Because I've lived so long and I've been exposed to so many things. I've seen stuff hopefully you'll never see. And I've seen some things I hope one day you do see. But go Google exposure. It ain't gonna take you nowhere. I've been around the world, man, because I've traveled it. But I traveled it because I've made myself uncomfortable. I have a life of convenience now. But in order to get the life of convenience, you gotta have a very uncomfortable life. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Stop trying to do everything the short way. Stop trying to figure out the easy way, because the ain't gonna happen. I got news for you, man. It's not happening, young people. You got to get messed up sometime. You got to get dirty. You got to get your feelings hurt. You got to get disappointed. You got to get told no. You're going to ask somebody for some money. He going to tell you no. But at least then, when I see somebody trying and I tell them no, I try to at least give them something else. See, I'm not going to hand you a fish sandwich. I'll teach you how to fish. But I'm not giving you a fish sandwich. You can forget that.
The tired, the contented, or the content, and the enthusiast. One day, a group of mountain climbers took off to scale the heights. After some hours of walking, they got about halfway up and soon split up into three groups. They were all refreshing themselves at one time. One group was sorry it had undertaken such a strenuous trip with all the dangers and the disappropriations to the expected enjoyment. So, disheartened and tired, this group turned back. The second group, however, was happy it was here. It was happy it cleared the mountain air with the sun tanning them. So they spread their limbs out on the mountain grass and heartfully ate the tasty sandwiches they had brought along. Some broke out into song and breathed the freedom of heights. They were content and happy right there. Asked the question, like, why move any higher? So they stayed right there. It was only the third group of the real mountain climbers who took off for the summit, which they had kept before their eyes from the time they left the valley to the bottom. That was their goal, and they relished tightening every muscle to attain it. In life, family, as we climb to our goal, at times we belong to one of these three modes. If you're new to the Impact Secret Podcast Show, welcome to the family. To my existing family, big up as always. Thank you for joining the movement. On this podcast show, we shift the mindset through inspiration, motivation with a standing foundation of self-discipline. I am your respectful host, ED. For all you smart and intelligent folks out there, listen, that just simply means Ed. You know the motto, you know the slogan, bet on yourself. You won't win unless you get in the game and play. One of my favorite quotes that we stand on and stand by here at the show: you never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. Bob Marley. Hey, check this out, family. If living means doing what you love to do, even if you have to fall to get back up, I will fall again and get back up again and fall again and get back up again. You know how we do it here. One question, two thought-provoking statements. First question. What is success? What is success? First thought-provoking statement. Getting left behind. Getting left behind. And the last thought-provoking statement. Define your own success. Define your own success. With no further ado, let's jump into today's show. So, family, as I was listening to that Steve Harvey clip again, it arrested my attention in a different way. So I hope you go back and listen to that beginning of that clip, because it's something else came out of that for me that I kind of missed the first time. See, a lot of times we ask the question of, what is success? And to me, how I look at success is defined by what you defined it is. That's why I read that story. Actually, that story was brought to you by Christine Bella. It's called Inspirational Stories, Best of Inspiring and Motivational Stories. So I got that. And a reason why I loved it is because how it unpacked the three groups: the tired, the content, and the enthusiast. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it sounded good where I said it. But what I'm saying, family, is that when you identify what your success is, I like what who was saying that? I was listening to Drink Champs, and Whack 100 said there's levels to this. And I feel like there's levels to success. Like when you get to a certain point, you have to ask yourself, okay, I've achieved what I set out to achieve. I've set out to achieve this goal. Now, how do I get further along? And you're going to get your pushback a lot of times, because people will say, well, when are you going to be content? Like, when is enough going to be enough? And so I try to tread carefully with this, because I know everyone is different. Everyone has a choice. Just like when we were in the story that I read to you about the mountain climbers, and one group of out of the three groups, like I said, it was the person, the tired group, the ones that were content, and the enthusiasts. So each time in life, you're going to be in one of these groups, but it's up to you to make the decision. Where do you want to be? Sometimes you can be content with just, having what you have and being where you're at. And that's fine. Again, success is up to you. It's your eyes. No one can tell you and identify what success truly means. And that's why I pose that question, like, what is success? Because to me, success may be, well, you know what, I want to have a better family environment, or I want to be a billionaire, or all these things. But to you, success may be, hey, you know what, I need to first, pass this class, or get my diploma, or get my degree, or get this, get my dream job, or become an entrepreneur. See, don't allow what others tell you about success is, because again, the eye is in the beholder. But one thing I do have a problem with, though, when we look at success is that not exhausting your potential. Let me unpack that. What I mean is, if you're not exhausting your potential, you're not taking the time to see what's in you. You may have thought that, you know what, this is all I'm going to be. And then then all of a sudden something happens where you're forced to get outside your comfort zone. That's the only thing that's how I look at success. When I look at success, I say, what did you do to be uncomfortable to achieve the thing that you said that you was going to achieve? Because when you look at it, success is not a straight path. We understand its ups and downs. When Steve was talking about, the success is not something where you can get on an elevator. You got to take the stairs. And I don't know about you, family, but when I worked in a building where I took the stairs to the 15th floor, it was a different experience compared to taking the elevator. See, taking the elevator, it didn't cause me to bust a sweat. It didn't cause me to think, man, are we there yet? I don't know about you, but that's how I felt, because I'm taking the stairs one step at a time. And I'm like, yeah, why did I sign up for this again, to take the stairs? Because I made a commitment to myself that, hey, anytime I go downstairs to the first floor, we will not take the elevator. We will always take the stairs. And you can see it really wasn't that many people that was taking the stairs. I remember there was a time when we had just got back from lunch, and the elevator, like I said, I wasn't taking the elevator, and they were like, come on, just take the elevator, we can talk and on our way back. And I said, no, I made a commitment to myself that anytime that I was on the first floor, I will always take the stairs unless they blocked off the stairs. And see, this also proves a point. Everybody, our destinies may not be aligned. So the ones that were telling me not to take the stairs and they wanted to take the elevator because they knew they would get there quicker, they knew that it wouldn't cost them something. See, it cost me something to take the stairs up to get up to the 15th floor. What it cost me was I had to sweat a little bit. What it cost me was that even though I just got done eating, I'm going to feel some kind of way, like, man, why did I sign up for this? But it kept me uncomfortable, and I put myself in situations to be uncomfortable, not uncomfortable in a way that's detrimental to my life. I am talking about growing and stretching me, and it's challenging, family. I know a lot of people don't want to be uncomfortable. It's easy to be comfortable. It's easy once you master something and get to a point where you have some type of routine in something that it's comfortable to stay there. I remember I was listening to this gentleman talk about their routine, and he said, you know what, honestly, I don't really have a true routine. I said, oh, let me turn this up, because the person I'm speaking about, he's sold, multi-million-dollar companies at, I think, 100, 200 million, and he's well off. And I'm like, well, I always thought that you needed to have a routine. And see, what he was saying was, once he unpacked it, is he said, sometimes people get set in their routines and they don't adapt or allow for change, meaning that, yeah, I know you want to get up at 4 and that's great. But what happens when the treadmill that you normally get on is down? What can you do in its place? Can you adapt? Can you pivot and not complain about what has happened and start focusing on where you at? You still need to get your workout in. You still need to achieve everything. See, sometimes people get frustrated, say, have you ever met that person that say, don't talk to me yet. I haven't had my coffee yet. I haven't had my morning coffee. So I'm thinking to myself, well, if you never get your morning coffee, how would you be? I don't know if that makes good grammar, so let me unpack that. When you have somebody that is set in a certain way, and if it doesn't happen that certain way, their whole day is shot, their whole day is devastated. Be careful, family, because that means they subscribe to something that if it becomes broken, they don't know how to pivot, they don't know how to adjust, and at that time, you'll be able to run circles around them all day. See, the thing about it too, family, is that in this whole thing, I love when he was unpacking, Steve was unpacking and talking about the millenniums of saying about the internet and how technology, in a sense, has the millenniums have it better than any other generation. And I kind of came in right in the middle, because I was still in that Britannica stage. I had the Britannica collection. And he was right. I mean, when you want to learn something, you literally would open that up, or you would go to the library. I know I'm telling my age, but I'm just being transparent with you, family, of the fact that is nowadays is so comfortable where you can literally Google something, or you can literally learn something. And if you stay settled of where you're at and what you're doing, you will definitely get left behind. You'll get left behind because you're not constantly building various skill set. If your craft is to be, let's say you're a professor and you're not learning the different technologies, the different teachings, different ways to improve it, and you just want to stay stuck in the old ways of how things were being done, then you have no opportunity to compete. You have no opportunity to become better, because the students or the people that look to you will start going elsewhere. Listen, I'm all about, experimenting and experiencing different things to understand, hey, is this going to work for me? Because not all technology is good, but not all technology is bad either. So family, when I challenge you to say that the power is continuous education, I don't care if you got 14 degrees, you need to constantly be finding ways to work on yourself, to tweak your mind, to get better, and to work on being uncomfortable so you can eventually be comfortable. I'll be the first one to say, I'm still working through this, family. At least I'm honest. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you what most people will say, I don't watch TV and I don't No, I've watched TV. I'm not going to say, I don't scan through YouTube. And yeah, I've scanned through YouTube and Instagram. Yeah, I've done all of that. But I also have taken the time to make the sacrifice to get up early or stay up late to work on the things that I'm passionate about or the things that spark my interest, like this podcast. I know I was gone for a minute. And when I came back, I said, I have to get back into the flow of things. But to get back into the flow of things again, I took a principle, or I took a page out of Will Smith's book when he talked about where his father in the summertime tore down this wall. I think he said it was 16 foot. I may bring that to you this week and he can give you some better context around that. But he said he tore down the wall. And when he tore down the wall, his father challenged him and his brother to build the wall back up again. And when they were looking at the wall, they were like, man, how are we going to do this? And his father was like, one brick at a time. And so sometimes, family, you create these new things you're going to do, like, I'm going to work out, 5 days a week or 7 days a week. And I'm going to, eat this, I'm going to drink this. And it's just like, and I look and I just watch, because I understand that if you take that approach, you will burn out extremely fast. See, the whole purpose of you going on this journey is a journey. It's not a quick fix. See, a journey it comprises of you continually to grow, you continually to push yourself, but you have to push yourself to a point where you have the ability to be able to take it one brick at a time. I think I like that. See, one brick at a time allowed Will Smith and his brother to be able to build the same wall that was there in place. And it made him and his brother feel like they can take on anything, because they learned a very good principle of the importance of taking a brick at a time. And it's just like this podcast show where I'm doing is like, I'm taking it a brick at a time. I'm looking at my subscribers and I don't know what's going on. I'm like, how's this person blowing up and how's that person blowing up? And I'm saying, I know I'm hot. I know I have something to say too. But what I failed to realize, and now I got it, is that this has to happen one brick at a time. I have to be able to continue to get better, and getting better means I need to be on this mic. I have to continue to do the research, find the videos, find the audio that will arrest your attention, and then come in behind the actual audio to deliver a message that really is crystal clear, that gives you actionable items, yet is still valuable enough that you feel comfortable enough to say, how can I get uncomfortable? So family, I'll close with this, and I'll leave you alone for today. Maybe, I don't know. But family, I want to push forward, and I want to challenge you today. There may be something that you have set down, and I've say this over and over again. And so I know it's a point that hits home. Whatever you thinking, that whatever ideal that you've been wanting to work on, or ideals or things you said you're going to do, won't you take it brick by brick? Recently I did this whole little 3 month, 6 month and year planning. And I put the 3 months on the board, and I thought about, I'm going to put the 6 months, and I'm going to put the year, create a year whiteboard and a 6 months. But I was like, no, that's getting away from the principle of one brick at a time, because if you don't do that, you become so overwhelmed that you don't do anything. They talk about it's one of those things where if you have too many options, you won't choose an option at all. So that's why I'm asking you to break it up in chunks. So if you have a particular idea, start with that idea and work that thing for about 3 months, and then go to your next idea once you got that up and got that going, because it's time. We are in a phase where now is the time. They may say, well, back then was the time. Yes, it was. But now that you're getting this information, now that you're subscribed to this show, now that you're being part of this movement, the time is now, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you. I love the fact that you guys show me a lot of love. If you're looking for the show, you can also check it out on YouTube under Impact Secret Podcast Show. Subscribe to the Patreon. I'm going to be working on putting some material there. Mixtape coming soon. Working on that mixtape because I feel like there's a need. And so I'm working on some things on that. And also career development, meaning we're going to be talking about my professional career, what I do as far as project management and agile and coaching and consulting, and just wanting to help anyone that's interested in that particular realm. So I'm probably going to do that maybe like a Saturday and a Sunday. So just like I always say, they're working on a lot of different things, but we're taking it a brick at a time, family. So I hope you enjoyed today's show. And I forgot to even tell you what the title was, but it doesn't even matter because you'll check it out when you check it out, long as the content was valuable for you today. This has been your boy ED. Until next time, peace.